So there's been a lot of videos out. Well, not too many that I've seen. I actually have people giving you feedback that have been through shoulder surgery and shoulder kind of post-surgery, everything. So I'm going to kind of do a real quick blitzkrieg on a lot of the stuff that I've learned. I've been through it twice now. The second time around, I'm going to call it a cakewalk because I knew everything to plan for ahead of time. This is, first off, non-dominant arm surgery this time. I had dominant surgery on my other shoulder 6 years ago, so I've been through it both times. This is a cakewalk at this point because I was planned and prepared beforehand. So we're just going to do one quick dive through everything just to make sure if you are in the direction of shoulder surgery, maybe you're in a full arm cast, maybe you've lost your wrist or something along that line. Because all I have right now on my arm is I can touch my chin and I can touch my lap. That's about the extent I have. So first and foremost, practice. You should be able to practice as much as you can on and off for a couple of weeks before your surgery. If you have a sling, throw that arm in a sling. If you don't have it in a sling, tuck it under a shirt, shove it into a shirt. Don't use it. Try everything from your day-to-day activities, especially if it's your dominant arm. It's going to open your eyes to a lot of things. So a lot of things that people don't talk about. Tying your shoe. So one of the best things that I did, I bought no-tie shoelaces. It's the stretchy bands. You can buy them all over the place. But one other thing you do have to make sure is when you do it, your shoe has to have some type of pull apparatus on the back. You won't be able to tie shoes. And you're not going to wear slippers all over everywhere. Not unless you live in Florida because everybody wears sandals down there. From a male's perspective, I can't talk too much on what it takes to take care of a female from your monthly activities and so forth. I don't know. Try it. Maybe pads work better than other options. So you don't want to be trying it the first day after surgery or a couple days after surgery trying to figure out, well, crap, I should have thought of this. For a guy's perspective, go to the bathroom. Try going odd-handed bathroom. Try wiping odd-handed. That'll mess you up the first time you ever do that. But that's why I said practice day to day. Even if it's driving. You shouldn't be driving for 3 weeks anyways, but when you do drive, my suggestion is I bought like a steering wheel knobber. It goes on the steering wheel. You install it. It allows you to drive one-handed. Be common sense. Don't install it dead center steering wheel and do it off center, because if you do happen to get in a car accident and your airbag fails to deploy, that's going into your face. So things like that. Other things, examine around your house. I have a recliner and a love seat. One side of the love seat I cannot use. It's electronic and it's attached to the side of the machine. I can only use things on my right-hand side right now. My left arm cannot reach over, pull a lever, do anything from electronic buttons, so I'm forced to operate in only one side of the love seat. If I lost my right arm, I could only use the love seat. I couldn't even use the recliner because they only have motion on one side. Other things, computer chair. I can use my keyboard, but I cannot use it on a table. It has to be in my lap. So for it to be in my lap, I had to take off the one armrest. Otherwise, then the keyboard hits it and it doesn't fit comfortably or anything. So try everything, tinker with things. If you're a person that has a yard or something to take care of, see if you have friends, neighbors, or see if somebody can help you out, or maybe at least plan ahead. Don't try to solve that problem after you've done surgery. Like, oh no, I need to mow the yard. I got a couple of neighbors helping me out right now. It's also about wintertime, so I'm good on that part. Prep as much as you can. So in this case, clean everything up. You don't want to trip. If you trip and you kind of stutter step and that's about the worst thing you could do is do some weird micro twitches around the kitchen. Clean the whole kitchen up, prep everything you can. I have an air fryer, pressure cooker, a Pizzazz, a slow cooker. I can use all of those one-handed, no issue. Other thing that I have, paper plates, paper cups, napkins, and plastic cutlery. I don't want to do dishes. Doing dishes one-handed, terrible. So again, not having to worry about that. Plan ahead, get all that stuff taken care of. Same scenario, I have cutlery and everything else I have to take care of. Get extra trash cans around the house. You probably have them, extra bathrooms, spare rooms. Put them all in one room. That's where you're going to be using them. 1, 2, 3, couple of days later, go outside, empty them. You're not going to be able to be putting a trash bag into a trash can. It just doesn't work. Big thing that other people don't really talk too much about, they'll commonly give you an electronic ice machine that wraps around your part, and then it simply cycles cold liquids. It needs ice. You will use and consume ice. No ice machine that I've seen can keep up with how fast you're going to go through this. If you have enough storage in your freezer, buy the bags from the grocery store or gas station, throw them in there. If not, if you also have space, get bowls. Get started long before your surgery and just start filling up bowls and keeping them in the freezer. I was going through the 3-pound bag of ice, probably 2 of those every day. So I had an actual cooler outside that I was putting 2 of those in, taking my ice out of my actual ice machine, filling that out, and I was going through, like I said, 2 bags of ice. So you were going to go through ice, so be prepared how you can get ice to you. You can also fill bottles up and freeze them. That'll actually fit into this unit as well. But I prefer straight ice just because the bottles don't get quite as cold. You're going to have to find a comfortable recliner. You're going to have to find something to sleep in. You won't be able to lay down for a couple of weeks. And once you get to the point of laying down, you're going to need extra pillows, maybe an extra sheet. I use a sheet and I just shove a couple extra sheets under my shoulder to get my shoulder from not falling backwards against the bed. Other people prefer a bed wedge. That's fine. I can't tell you one thing or another. All I can say is try. If you can't get it with extra pillows and maybe an extra sheet, then try the bed wedge. I'm not going to say dive into the bed wedge because I don't have one. Buy everything oversized from clothing from a standpoint. I normally wear large. This is like a double XL. Pants, drawstrings, or elastic. You're not going to be dealing with buttons for weeks. It's going to be annoying at that point in time. And then also, for shirts, I would suggest if you buy shirts, cut one from the end to about the middle of the armpit on the side that you're going to have surgery on. The worst pain you're going to feel after the surgery is getting dressed and undressed for the first probably week right after you start able to take showers. Because no matter what, you're going to put a shirt on, slowly slide it up, even the smallest little movement in the wrong direction is going to hurt. After that, I had no pain. That was the only pain I ever had, was getting shirts on and off. So making that small modification and cut to the shirt, who cares? It's a piece of crap t-shirt. Just buy 5 to 10 little crap ones from Walmart. Let's see, shower heads. You want to buy a shower head combo wand or something that you can add a wand to your current shower head. You will not be able to lift your arm to do anything cleaning under your arm on the bad side. So in this case, to stop heat rashes and all other different variations of rashes and issues, you want something that when you lean forward, you can stick up into your armpit and clean and wash all that out. Otherwise, you're taking water or you're taking a rag. You really don't want a rag in there because that's the only other option you can, because as you're cleaning, you are moving that arm back and forth and it's going to drive it a little nuts for a while. So otherwise, it's just lean forward, spray it all down with water. My suggestion is go with that. If you floss quite often, you might want to go with some type of single pick that you can buy hundreds of those for like $5. Hand lotion. Your arm's going to be in a sling for a long time. Once it comes out, it's going to be dry, and be dry for days. So be prepared with some hand lotions. A couple of other things. You're going to want some type of night mask because you're going to be sleeping in a chair. More than likely, you got windows around. You're only going to have one hand. Have some good pair of scissors. My suggestion, some type of food grade, because if you're trying to cut anything like meat, steaks, or anything that might be hard to eat, you don't have a hand to hold the fork. Sometimes you're able to hold a long fork and bend over and cut, but you really don't want to be sawing, so you really want a sharp knife or just a pair of really sharp food grade cutlery scissors. If you're going to eat cans of soup, try finding soups or something that have some type of pull tab. We all have phones that have flashlights. Find your own flashlight if you have one. You should have one lying around the house anywhere. Put it somewhere where you know exactly where it is. If you lose power, you want to be able to get to it. That also being said, if you lose power, see if your option has a mechanical option for your pump. I had surgery with my knee years ago. This one did. The current one that I used, I know I don't have currently. I've given it away to someone else for them to use, but it does not have any power failure option. So backup option, buy just a generic ice pack, because you're going to want ice guaranteed for at least the first 4 days, maybe even week. And if you don't have ice, it gets painful quickly. I don't really have too much else other than maybe a few little knickknacks. If you have some type of means of massaging the back middle between your shoulder blades, it's going to be very painful on that. You're going to have, my suggestions, go with napkins. Forget paper towels, because you're trying to tear off a paper towel. The roll's going to fall over. You're going to pull 10 more out. It's going to cause all kinds of issues for you. Maybe find a protein you like. Protein's good for you after surgery. That's my suggestion. If you're really picky, I like it with water. Works just fine. Put some in my coffee as well. Don't have too much else. That's kind of a real big just blitzkrieg of kind of what to be prepared for. But the more you can practice beforehand, the better off you will be. The second surgery for me has been a cakewalk because I knew what I was getting into. The whole list that's down below in the description and everything, I'm just going to note everything that I just said. I'm not going to put parts, links, and everything to everything because there's so many variations. Just try things. But I can say this surgery is, I'm going to call it a joke at this point because it's just past 4 weeks. I feel great. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I knew what I was going to. I was prepped for everything. I didn't have to hurt myself or strain myself to try figuring anything out. I knew I planned ahead of time and I had everything else in place to kind of move forward. Other than that, best of luck, but kind of like I said, this is more of just like a big blitzkrieg. Just wanted to throw data at you. No reason to have a long conversation. But that's that. I guess, yeah, one other thing I didn't mention, find some means of containers that can be easily opened with one hand for cereal, snacks, or anything along that line. Have a day.